So if you're looking for fragrances to go out to the club, going out to party, you're gonna need something that's strong, noticeable, you want to show off. So you need to look for something that's not gonna fade after 30 minutes, So you also, of course, want to wear something that you enjoy and something that will, just take the stage, I suppose. So I have a few. Of course, there are hundreds of, perfumes that are designed for the club. I have a few that I think are pretty good. You don't need 1,000 perfumes to go out partying. So I'm gonna bring up two here because they're, in my opinion, they're pretty similar. Black Opium by Yves Saint Laurent, and then C by Giorgio Armani. So I bring these up at the same time because they're kind of in the same class. They're both very, very sweet and super feminine fragrances. There's, for Armani C, there's mainly notes of florals like rose, freesia, stuff like that. But then there's also some more intense notes, specifically vanilla, some ambroxan, patchouli, and wood notes. So those notes might not sound very intense, but surprisingly they are, especially the vanilla. The vanilla is a sugary type of vanilla. It's super powerful. It's the main note that you get from this, along with the rose. So that leaves it super, super modern, super feminine. As soon as you put it on, you're gonna get attention. It's an eau de parfum, at least the one that I have here, and that, as long as anything is an eau de parfum, it's going to last a long time because it's more concentrated, and that, of course, is what you want. If you're going to be out at night, you're most likely going to be out for many hours, and you want that fragrance to stay, at front and center. You don't want it fading after an hour or two. So Armani C is a very good option. And then Yves Saint Laurent Black Opium here. This, you can get an idea from this bottle on the inside. This is similarly sweet. It has that sugary kind of, you got that crystalline sugar from mainly the vanilla. And it also has some more unique notes that you don't often find these in other perfumes. Coffee is in this, kind of fresh, raw coffee beans. And that sort of fragrance is naturally powerful. It's naturally going to stand out, project into the room. So already powerful. Then you also have cedar, some white florals, and orange blossom, along with some patchouli. All of those are super concentrated, super compact, and at the same time very feminine. So this is, in my opinion, it's one of the best party fragrances because you got everything that you want. Feminine, sweet, powerful, a perfect perfume to show off, to get more attention, to just be in the moment, I suppose. It's really it's a powerful player. And in the same vein, it's probably not great for everyday use, but reserved for the club, for going to parties, very good choice. So the next one, if you want something a bit more hyper luxury, then you'll probably want to go with this Baccarat Rouge 540. Very, very impressive French perfume from Maison Francisque Jean. So this is unique. It doesn't have very many notes. The main notes it does have: saffron with some amberwood. Then there's also ambergris, jasmine, cedar, and fir resin. Very powerful perfume. Probably one of the strongest perfumes that you'll encounter in your life. It's really out there. And despite the lack of notes, it only has about 6 notes. It really is very noticeable. The saffron is unique because it gives the perfume this interesting warmth, this blanket of warmth. Then it comes in with the jasmine, I suppose, is the main sweet note here, because there is a very prominent sweetness, and really the jasmine is the only source it should come from. And then there's also the musk from the gray amber, the ambergris, and the wood notes from the cedar and the fir. This is super strong. It's a bit more unisex compared to Adamanisi or Black Opium, but I think women mostly use it because it is pretty sweet. Some people, I often compare it to kind of a creme brulee, that burnt sugar, burnt cotton candy sort of smell. So pretty sweet, feminine, but it's grounded at the same time with the ambergris and the wood notes. You will often smell this in hotels, at clubs, at parties, at casinos. It's a very popular, ultra luxury fragrance. Very good for showing off at, any party you want to go to. As soon as, people smell it on you, like, oh, what are you wearing? Baccarat Rouge 540. They'll be impressed. This is kind of, it's designed to show off. This is, that's what it's designed for. So, and I mean, it also smells good. Some people might not like how hyper sweet it is, like I said, that burnt sugar, but I think most people enjoy it. Sweet perfumes are generally in vogue at the moment. So now, in a similar vein, is Miss Dior here. I only have a sample, unfortunately, but this is a very good fragrance, both for parties and for everyday use. So this is a super floral fragrance, super sweet, but at the same time, it's not the same sugary sweetness as, say, Black Opium. I always bring up Black Opium because it just smells like sugar, like you got this bottle of syrup right next to you. But Miss Dior is different because its sweetness is a little bit more natural, from fruity notes like apricot and peach, but it also has some florals, mainly iris and rose, and it also has some sandalwood, musk, and vanilla. So, and the vanilla is a little bit different in this one as well. It's not that super sugary like vanilla extract vanilla. This is more natural, kind of dried bourbon vanilla, more toned down. This is and there's a certain powderiness to it, but it's still super strong. People will notice it. It's not too much of an in-your-face sort of fragrance as much as Adamanisi or Black Opium. This is more for like, maybe not for clubbing, but maybe, if you're going to your friends are having a party or there's a big event. So a little bit different, but still a good party fragrance. And it will definitely last a long time. It's like a good 7 to 8 hour fragrance, so that's a good choice there. And then the last one that I have is Coco by Chanel, not to be confused for Coco Mademoiselle, also by Chanel. This is from the 80s, and the 80s were famous for producing very delicious, very strong perfumes. This is no exception. This mainly has some spice notes that make it unique. Cloves in particular. It also has coriander, rose, peach, jasmine, orange blossom, and also some civet, vanilla, and amber. All of that combines into the super strong fragrance. This is completely different from any of the other perfumes that I've mentioned so far on this list. This is primarily musky and spicy. It's not super sweet. Actually, the sweetness is very low level sweetness for Coco. This is more animalistic, especially with that civet note. Very animalistic. Very good for, you want to project, if you're going to the club, you want to be noticed, because most people at the club are, at any party, are most likely going for the sweet perfumes, the more modern, sugary, that sort of perfume. But this is different. This is animalistic, spicy, woodsy, even a little bit incensey. And for that reason, it'll probably be more noticeable when you go out. So it's also a really powerful, strong fragrance, it will definitely project. Good longevity, probably around 8 to 9 hours. I mean, they knew what they were doing in the 80s, you know, creating perfumes. So very good choice, very classic. Some people, you know, they might say, oh, this perfume's 40 years old, I don't want to use it, but it's a very good perfume. I mean, yeah, I really like it. So that's pretty much all I have to say about party fragrances, clubbing perfumes, for this video. Of course, there are many more that I most likely don't know about or haven't mentioned, but if you have any opinions for, you know, party fragrances, you can leave those down in the comments below. If you like the video, leave a like, maybe subscribe, and I make videos throughout the week, so stick around for those.